What's up, Imagery Empire? Welcome back. It's your favorite high school sweethearts. Genecia here.
Sally here.
Kaidyn here. And Bryson. So, today's video is basically a baby update for baby Kaidyn. So, we're going to be informing you guys his diagnosis, what he has, all that medical terms and all that. So, if you guys aren't part of the Imagery Empire, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are posting 3 videos a day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 4 p.m. So be sure to turn on your notification bell so you guys are well notified when we upload every single day. So be sure to hit that like button if you guys are keeping baby Kaidyn in your prayers during this time. We just want him to have a speedy recovery, and he's super cranky right now. So yeah, look.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Kaidyn. You guys been asking for updates for baby Kaidyn and how is he doing, how's his recovery, and all that sort. So first we're going to start with his diagnosis. Kaidyn. Febrile means it's a seizure caused by fever. And what initiated that, which should have been an alarming factor, but to us as new-time parents, as parents that never had a sick child before, Kaidyn never has been sick before. He's been practically healthy this whole entire time. So it all started with Kaidyn vomiting. He was falling asleep, he dozed off, and next thing you know, he spit up. I cleaned up the mess, and then he laid back down. But as I was holding him to, put him back to sleep, his body temperature was really hot. And that's when I let Manny know and my mom know. So they were like, remove all his clothing. So we removed all the clothing, and we had the fan on him. We had the AC on, cooling him down. The moment opportunity has been missed for me. Like now, it's like he won't be able to go back to sleep. It's going to take an hour to 30 minutes to 2 hours to put him back to sleep. So I got to let him roam around, walk around. And this is late at night. This was like around like 12 o'clock. Yeah. So he's walking around. Yeah, so he's walking around in a diaper. He's playing. There's no signs of him having an illness or being sick or agitated or moody or anything. So once it was time for us to put him to sleep, because it's like, okay, it's getting pretty late, let's put him in a stroller, rock him to sleep. He's getting really agitated, like he's in discomfort and pain. And I'm like, babe, what is wrong? Like, why is he making these noises and stuff like that? So, we just thug it out. Next thing you know, as time went on, him whining eventually stopped. He fell asleep. So Manny was pushing him to sleep while I was editing videos, and when he finally eventually fell asleep, Manny was like, okay, like come get him, because I'm the one that picks him up and put him in the bed, because
he needs a mother's touch.
Yeah, he needs that light touch, because Manny be messing it up, and then I gotta start the nursing process all over again, and he don't understand that I want my body back.
She wanted the mother. He wants the mother's touch.
Yeah, so I put him in bed. He instantly woke up in discomfort and pain, and he was just like crying and whining, and I'm like, what is wrong? He's burning up. Again, try to nurse him back to sleep. He fell asleep. Everything was fine throughout the night. He kept waking up every hour and 40 minutes, which is kind of unusual. Normally that happens when he's teething or going through a growth spurt. He normally sleeps from 2 hours to 40 minutes to 3 hours to 30 minutes at a time for, he wake up to nurse. As soon as he woke up, that's when I breastfed him, and then the seizure started to happen. But during that time, I didn't know what was going on, as I stated in previous videos. When he was in my arms, he was just like going like this.
Twitching.
Yeah, he was twitching. Like hiccuping. It was like a strong hiccup motion. I thought he had a burp or something. And then next thing you know, like 2 minutes in, his eyes starts rolling. It wasn't like in the back, but his eyes was like this, like going in the back of his head. And that was like the most traumatizing experience that I seen ever. I thought I was losing him, and I'm like, no, Kaidyn, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, please stay with me, do not go. And then next thing you know, he was unresponsive. Like it was just like he just stopped. Remember? Was you there when he stopped, or you were in the room? Because I think you like went to go change. Yeah, he went to go change because by that time he already called the paramedics, and they were en route. So we were in our pajamas. So I was letting him get dressed first, and then I was gonna give him to Kaidyn, and I'll get dressed. So he was in the room, and Kaidyn became unresponsive. Like, I don't want to say this, and it's like scary to say this, but I thought he was dead. Like he was still unresponsive, not moving, whatever. And I'm like, no, please just go back to the seizure motions, or just moving and hiccuping, just make some sort of sound, like for me to know that he's okay. And then next thing you know, like 30 seconds to a minute, which it felt like forever, he came back around as soon as the paramedics knocked. And then he was totally like, I wouldn't say fine, but he was awake, but was still out of it, like confused, disoriented, you know, which is another symptom. Febrile seizures usually occur in children ages 6 months to 5 years old.
I didn't know that.
It's quite common. And as you guys are commenting on my Instagram pictures, my DMs, my YouTube, a lot of you guys saying you guys experience this, and it's crazy that I never heard of this, or any of my friends heard of this. And it's like, now I want to bring awareness, because as a first time mom, that was like the most scary thing I ever went through. And I feel like people should be educated, even though it's like a 4% chance your child might experience this, but people still should understand that this may occur to your child, and what to do, what not to do. Because I was doing all the most improper things that you're not supposed to do. Like when you're having a seizure, do not shake your baby. I was trying to shake him, trying to like calm him down, like, no, stop, you know what I mean? I was putting my fingers in his mouth. His mouth was like so stiff, like I could not pry it open. It was just like jaw shut. Like I thought like maybe I need to force him to vomit, like something is inside of him that is not agreeing with him. Like I need to bring it up, and you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to lay your baby on his side, on the floor, on the bed, and just let it run its course, you know. And the fact that we weren't educated.
For 5 minutes, you're supposed to let it run its course.
Mm-hmm.
For 5 minutes, once it. Well, yeah. If it surpasses that for anybody, it's just for knowledge people.
Mm-hmm.
If it surpasses that, then
you call 911.
Because, like I said, for that straight 5 minutes, it's supposed to settle, and I'm assuming that's what happened when she thought he was non-responsive.
Mm-hmm.
He was settling.
Yeah, it's like a computer rebooting. Like his brain overheated, so it shut down, and then it needs to reboot. And that's exactly what happened.
They may wake up confused or sleepy.
Sleepy, disoriented, like what's going on, what just happened. And sometimes it occurs in, I read this after like further research this past weekend. Like this occurs in baby sleep, and sometimes you don't even know what happened or not.
There are three zones that you guys should know about.
Yeah. The
about
green.
The seizures. I'm sorry. The green.
The green zone. If you have a fever 100 and above, what they recommend is you give your baby ibuprofen, Tylenol, Motrin to subdue the fever, and it kind of calms down the fever and their discomfort.
Next is the yellow zone,
which is the seizure. So the green zone was the fever. The yellow zone is the seizure. So you put your child on his side. Do not place anything in his or her mouth. And do not try to stop the jerky movements. And then also time how long the seizure lasts.
So it's important that you time it.
Yes.
Obviously for that 5 minute reason.
Yeah, because past that mark is when long-term damage effects happen, and then also that's when you need to urgently call 911.
I mean, nerve damage, brain damage.
Yes.
Well,
so that's when you go into the red zone when it happens longer than 5 minutes. You have to call 911. If it doesn't happen longer than 5 minutes and it happens from 3 to 5 minutes, exactly what happened with us, then you would seek immediate care to like your primary doctor or primary physician for your baby, so that way they can get it checked out and make sure everything's all right with him and make sure his vitals are fine and all that sort. They classify him as a febrile seizure at the moment, which I hope and pray that that's just all it is. I hope it's just a one-time thing that occurs with a 6-month to 5-year-old and it doesn't ever happen again. And as for you guys who were concerned saying that Kaidyn may have coronavirus, I don't know if you guys seen our previous video about his test coming back. It was actually negative that same day when we were vlogging. And they told him that Kaidyn does not have corona, meaning we don't have corona, so which is great. Some of you guys may not know, we've been quarantined. Me and Kaidyn been quarantined
since
March 11th. No, it's since March 11th. We only went out for 4th of July and then 4 days later outside for his birthday. But other than that, we've been inside these 4 walls for 4 months, and it was kind of like great rehabilitation as far as my mental and me being closer with Kaidyn and a bond and just being a mother and understanding who I am, because I feel like it was just like a reflective time for me, you know. And as you guys see, like the results of me losing 49 pounds did a good job as far as being quarantined. So yeah, but far as Kaidyn, he has been giving us some alarms throughout the night. It's very scary that the feeling that I have when I go to sleep now. I get anxiety. I'm constantly checking his temperature now. Ever since I had a thermometer, I'm constantly checking his temperature to make sure that it does not reach over 100. It's a scary feeling to have, like, oh my gosh, he's gonna wake up with this fever. I just hope he stays cool throughout the night. Like, having these thoughts continuously throughout the night and rarely sleeping, it's very hard. And I can't wait for this moment to surpass, and when we go to the doctors this week to have some kind of relief. Blood.
Just for him to go to the doctor, so we can be able to go outside. You know, obviously you guys are outside. Definitely not outside. You see the weather. Some areas may be extremely hot. Like today, it's been actually hot. It's 100 degrees. So I was outside. My skin is baked.
Yeah, and so I don't want to have Kaidyn in that weather either, because if he's prone to fevers or if he's still under the weather, I don't want to induce that for something to happen. I just can't wait to have the blood tests to actually know what infection or illness causes fever, or his fever to spike, whatever he has inside of him, to like give us some clarity of what's going on so we can cure it, you know. Also, what increases the risk of a febrile seizure is family history of febrile seizures. Obviously, his brother doesn't have febrile seizure. He has another form of seizures. But if your family does have febrile seizures, then obviously that will be like genetics. Also, having febrile seizures before 1, meaning that your child has a high risk of having another febrile seizure. Kaidyn has had his after 1 year old, so it kind of so it kind of gives us a little relief. A fever of 104, that was actually what he had. A viral infection, possibly what he has, that made him increase the risk of having one. A recent vaccination, a lot of you guys kept asking, like, was he recently vaccinated? Maybe that was one of the reasons why. But Kaidyn has been vaccinated since March 11th because of Corona and COVID. He hasn't had his 1 year checkup yet. They have to call us for an appointment. So obviously when we go this week, I guess all that will be like sorted out. But he has not had a vaccination since March 11th. Low birth weight. He hadn't had a low birth weight. He was actually pretty big. Pretty big for his size, especially since he was early. He was still huge for his size. Developmental delays, he's actually been on point or even advanced, because the boy has been doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to be doing at his age and surpassing milestones, which was awesome. An infant who had a previous neonatal nursery stay for more than 30 days. He hasn't had that. So hopefully it was just an infection that can just be cured with medicine, and, you know, tender loving care and stuff like that. So we'll keep you guys updated and let you guys know what happens during this course of the week, and we'll kind of probably walk a little for you guys. But you know, I don't want to do too much in the doctor's office because I'm very concerned about, you know, Kaidyn's well-being. But if Manny could give some footage. But again, how this whole process worked with Corona, I think only one person is allowed in the room. So when we do go, I think I'm the only person allowed to go back there.
Most
So
likely you'll probably be
in the waiting room with my mom. So
well, if not, can we sit in with?
No, you
I
can't
might
sit.
be outside, honestly.
Why? Oh yeah, probably just sit in the car then. But the fact that a lot of you guys were commenting, saying their experiences, and we have I was saying there's
maybe like a little over 50, maybe over 60% of moms across the world
that reached out
that
saying,
might, you know, just you know what I'm saying, they just feel, you know, that goes through that. But like I said, just.
And I'm glad I wasn't alone. We weren't alone, and you know, we have support from you guys. We love you guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your prayers. Thanks for supporting our family, loving our family, and supporting our journey, because your prayers does a lot. Word of affirmations to the universe. The universe hears you. They hear you talking about Kaidyn, and they're healing Kaidyn. So thank you so much, because you guys don't have to do that. You know, you took time out of your day to say a prayer for baby Kaidyn. That means a lot. So we really do appreciate that. Like, honestly, like, you guys are family to us, and we don't want to let you guys down. You guys are a part of us, and we're just very glad that you guys are here for us. So yeah.
Yeah, guys, love y'all.
We love you. We would let you say bye to Kaidyn, but he's actually sleeping now, as we've been told.